Hello friends, today we will be doing the Hindu articles. The first article is speaking about the anti-Sikh violence of 1984. I will tell you the whole timeline. First, what happened? That Allahabad High Court said that the Indira Gandhi have used the government funds for the private promotion or the private campaign in the elections. And that is why it is a violation of RPA Act. It is not a good or an ethical election conduct. And that is why she cannot contest election for the next 5 years. Hence, to get a stay over it, she wanted her own judges in the Supreme Court. She changed the judges and the seniority based system of the Supreme Court by bringing her own judges at the top position. So to give the stay order on the decision of the High Court of Allahabad. And hence she was able to get the stay orders and extend the government by imposing an emergency. During the emergency, she wanted to eliminate the opposition. She led to the arrest of several opposition leaders and subdued force of the subdued the force of the Jayaprakash Narayan movement. Along with, gradually there was a demand of Khalistan. The Khalistan is a land in which only the Sikh people will live. It will be a land involving some part of Pakistan, Punjab, and in some part of Indian Punjab. She was against with this demand of Jarnail Singh Bhindranwala, and the person who Jarnail Singh Bhindranwala was hiding in the Golden Temple of Amritsar. She executed him by bringing arms and ammunition inside the Amritsar Golden Temple in the operation known as Blue Star. It was not liked by the Sikh people to desacrilege the holy shrine, and thus one of the bodyguard of Indira Gandhi executed her. After the execution of Indira Gandhi, there was a huge upsurge in the whole nation and against the Sikh people, and a lot of violence took place in Delhi and the parts of Punjab. So this article is saying about that only. The people who were the perpetrators of the Sikh violence in Delhi have not been caught till now, and the case was set as to be closed in 1994 because nobody could be traced. Hence, it was named as untraced. Since people were not arrested and traced out, the central government formed a special investigation team in 2015 again to open up the cases which were closed in 1994, and it has started yielding result. And right now, the two person who are convicted of the execution of the Sikh people related to the anti-Sikh violence is now a huge win situation for the government today. The trial court which have given the judgment right now have brushed aside, means have not counted the discrepancies in the evidence in the technical objections, but have relied upon the testimony of the key witnesses, means whatever witnesses are saying have relied upon this only. So this I have already made you understand about the Indira Gandhi assassination and the whole scenario of the things. What I have been seen that whatever political perpetrators are there are able to get freed from the large pogroms, means the massacre they conduct. So there is a impunity. Impunity means they escape the punishment, the legal punishment for their crimes. Who? The politicians and their people. And the successful prosecution of these politicians is a rare exception. So the last time a person involved in the anti-Sikh riot was sentenced to death was in 1996, and his name was Kishori Lal. Later this Kishori Lal also got his sentence of death commuted to the imprisonment of life. So now this shows the slow judicial process was made more excruciating by manipulated investigation and study prosecution. The judicial process is also slow, the investigation process is also slow, and it is very hard to catch the perpetrators of the crime. The Jaipal Singh has been tried and acquitted by the magistrate court as early as 1986. So there was a person known as Jaipal Singh who was acquitted by the court, but latestly the person who identified Naresh and Yashpal of the 800 odd राइटर्स इन द महिपालपुर के नरेश एंड यश पाल जो परपेट्रेटर्स थे, इनको आइडेंटिफाई करने वाला जो विटनेस था, उसने ये बोला था कि जयपाल सिंह वाज आल्सो इन्वॉल्वड इन द क्राइम, बट उसको तो आपने एक्विटेड कर दिया, छोड़ दिया है मजिस्ट्रेट ने. सो दिस टेल्स अस दैट द पॉलिटिकल पीपल have a say in the judicial scrutiny. An appeal challenging the acquittal of the Congress leader Sajjan Kumar in the Delhi High Court. एक और अपील है सज्जन कुमार नाम के बंदे पे, which the case is running in the Delhi High Court. It is on a appeal case that why you have acquitted Sajjan Singh, who was also involved in this crime, apart from the cases that have been reopened by the government appointed SIT. SIT तो गवर्नमेंट ने फॉर्म करी है, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूटरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन to investigate the 186 cases. Total 186 cases are to be investigated by the Supreme Court constituted team. So let's see, there is a hope that the things go fine and the people who really committed the crime got arrested. Next article is about the Taliban and the ISIS. Basically, recently in Kabul, 55 people were killed. These were mostly the clerics, and they were celebrating the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad, and a suicide bomber came and exploded himself, which led to the killing of 55 people, mostly the clerics. So the Taliban was said that they have conducted the suicide bombing attacks, but the Taliban denied it and said this seditious circles is not related to the Taliban but to the Islamic State. Islamic State, why? The other reason is that the same attack, the way this attack was conducted, in the same lines another attack was conducted some time before, which was conducted by Islamic State. And secondly, they have a reason. Islamic State is like a Sunni fraction. Sunni fraction, Shia fractions, two fractions are there in Muslims. Sunni fractions is based on Sunnat. Sunnat is the discourse of Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the other fraction is the Shia fraction, which believes on the lineage of the Muhammad. So after the death of Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, so one section, that was a Sunni section, was saying that Abu Bakr, the person who was involved in the religious affairs with Prophet Muhammad, should become the leader. And the other fraction, the Shia fraction, was saying the lineage, the person who belongs to his own blood should become the leader. And this war started between both of the fractions from that time itself. So again, these fractions are at loggerheads. So attack on Shia religious gatherings and mosques. Hardline Sunnis consider venerating the Prophet's birthday sacrilege, making the clerical gathering a target for the extremists such as IS. So the same thing is being repeated again, that the attacks are related to the extremist group of IS. Afghan forces face a war on two fronts. The Afghan forces, Afghan की जो force है, army and police, have two targets basically. Taliban से भी control करो and IS से भी control करो. Taliban is behind whom? The officers and soldiers, and IS is behind whom? The civilians, minorities, clerics. So 17 years have been elapsed, but nothing has been done concrete, and the country did not get any stability till now. अब IS came in Afghanistan is altogether a new issue. IS was first there in Syria and the areas nearby, but after the forceful force program, or the insurgency program, the counter-insurgency program is started by the Azad government and the USA and Russia. These were forced to flee from that country, and they have taken a shelter in Afghanistan now. The next thing, it has been said that the international people have also found a solution of this conflict by the way of talks, and that is why the USA have appointed a person known as Zalmay Khalilzad. This person is responsible to conduct the talks with Taliban and Afghanistan to bring a peace process. The Taliban representatives in Doha, he met the Taliban representatives in Doha to conduct some talks. Even Russia is participating in this, and in Moscow they have met Taliban and the Afghan people. So what Taliban is saying? Taliban is saying that first of all, the US, जो US की troops हैं, US की army है, जो अफगानिस्तान में तब से 2001 से है, उसको वहाँ से हटाइए. So this is said by the Taliban people. That is the demand of the Talibanis. As a precondition, then only we will do concrete talk. गवर्नमेंट कह रही है तालिबान की, अफगानिस्तान की, दैट द तालिबान शुड एक्सेप्ट द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. तालिबान को कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा, हमने जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाया है. अमेरिका कह रहा है कि ट्रूप्स को विड्रॉ करने का कोई मैटर ही नहीं है, मैं उसको विड्रॉ नहीं करूंगा until and unless there is stability in the country. So all three people are saying the three different things. Taliban has made it clear that it is already is ready for talks. अब तालिबान ने बोल दिया है कि हम बातचीत करने के लिए रेडी हैं. The main reason is behind this is, उसने अभी मान लिया है कि जब तक यूएस रहेगा तब तक मैं तो वॉर जीतने नहीं वाला, और स्टेबिलिटी ना मैं ला पा रहा हूँ ना अफगानिस्तान की गवर्नमेंट ला पा रही है. सो until and unless the US forces getting back, US force won't go back until and unless there is stability in the area. So these are the articles, main lead articles for today. Thank you.